The observable universe consists of the galaxies and other matter that can, in principle, be observed from Earth at the present time because light and other signals from these objects have had time to reach Earth since the beginning of the cosmological expansion. Assuming the universe is isotropic, the distance to the edge of the observable universe is roughly the same in every direction. That is, the observable universe is a spherical volume centered on the observer. Every location in the universe has its own observable universe, which may or may not overlap with the one centered on Earth. The word observable used in this sense does not depend on whether modern technology actually permits detection of radiation from an object in this region. It simply indicates that it is possible in principle for light or other signals from the object to reach an observer on Earth. In practice, we can see light only from as far back as the time of photon decoupling in the recombination epoch. That is when particles were first able to emit photons that were not quickly reabsorbed by other particles. Before then, the universe was filled with a plasma that was opaque to photons. The surface of last scattering is the collection of points in space at the exact distance that photons from the time of photon decoupling just reach us today. These are the photons we detect today as cosmic microwave background radiation. However, with future technology, it may be possible to observe the still older relic neutrino background, or even more distant events via gravitational waves. Sometimes astrophysicists distinguish between the visible universe, which includes only signals emitted since recombination, and the observable universe, which includes signals since the beginning of the cosmological expansion. According to calculations, the comoving distance to particles from the CMBR, which represent the radius of the visible universe, is about 14.0 billion parsecs, while the comoving distance to the edge of the observable universe is about 14.3 billion parsecs, about 2% larger. The best estimate of the age of the universe as of 2015 update is 70101379900000013.799 plus or minus 0.021 billion years, but due to the expansion of space, humans are observing objects that were originally much closer but are now considerably farther away than a static 13.8 billion light-years distance. It is estimated that the diameter of the observable universe is about 28.5 gigaparsecs, putting the edge of the observable universe at about 46.5 billion light-years away. The universe versus the observable universe. Some parts of the universe are too far away for the light emitted since the Big Bang to have had enough time to reach Earth, so these portions of the universe lie outside the observable universe. In the future, light from distant galaxies will have had more time to travel, so additional regions will become observable. However, due to Hubble's law, regions sufficiently distant from us are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, and furthermore the expansion rate appears to be accelerating due to dark energy. Assuming dark energy remains constant, so that the expansion rate of the universe continues to accelerate, there is a future visibility limit, beyond which objects will never enter our observable universe at any time in the infinite future, because light emitted by objects outside that limit would never reach us. This future visibility limit is calculated at a comoving distance of 19 billion parsecs, assuming the universe will keep expanding forever, which implies the number of galaxies that we can ever theoretically observe in the infinite future is only larger than the number currently observable by a factor of 2.36. Though in principle more galaxies will become observable in the future, in practice an increasing number of galaxies will become extremely redshifted due to ongoing expansion, so much so that they will seem to disappear from view and become invisible. An additional subtlety is that a galaxy at a given comoving distance is defined to lie within the observable universe, if we can receive signals emitted by the galaxy at any age in its past history. But because of the universe's expansion, There may be some later age at which a signal sent from the same galaxy can never reach us at any point in the infinite future, even though it remains at the same comoving distance, which is less than the comoving radius of the observable universe. This fact can be used to define a type of cosmic event horizon whose distance from us changes over time. For example, the current distance to this horizon is about 16 billion light-years, meaning that a signal from an event happening at present can eventually reach us in the future if the event is less than 16 billion light-years away. But the signal will never reach us if the event is more than 16 billion light-years away. Both popular and professional research articles in cosmology often use the term universe to mean observable universe. This can be justified on the grounds that we can never know anything by direct experimentation about any part of the universe that is causally disconnected from us. Although many credible theories require a total universe much larger than the observable universe, no evidence exists to suggest that the boundary of the observable universe constitutes a boundary on the universe as a whole, nor do any of the mainstream cosmological models propose that the universe has any physical boundary in the first place, though some models propose it could be finite but unbounded, like a higher dimensional analog of the 2D surface of a sphere that is finite in area but has no edge. It is plausible that the galaxies within our observable universe represent only a minuscule fraction of the galaxies in the universe. According to the theory of cosmic inflation and its founder, Alan Guth, if it is assumed that inflation began about 10⁻37 seconds after the Big Bang, then with the plausible assumption that the size of the universe before the inflation occurred was approximately equal to the speed of light times its age, that would suggest that at present the entire universe's size is at least 3 by 1023 times larger than the size of the observable universe. There are also lower estimates claiming that the entire universe is in excess of 250 times larger than the observable universe. If the universe is finite but unbounded, it is also possible that the universe is smaller than the observable universe. In this case, what we take to be very distant galaxies may actually be duplicate images of nearby galaxies, formed by light that has circumnavigated the universe. It is difficult to test this hypothesis experimentally because different images of a galaxy would show different eras in its history, and consequently might appear quite different. Bilevich et al. Claims to establish a lower bound of 27.9 gigaparsecs on the diameter of the last scattering surface. This value is based on matching circle analysis of the WMAP 7-year data. This approach has been disputed. Size. The comoving distance from Earth to the edge of the observable universe is about 14.26 gigaparsecs in any direction. The observable universe is thus a sphere with a diameter of about 28.5 gigaparsecs. Assuming that space is roughly flat, this size corresponds to a comoving volume of about 7055116000000000001.16 times 1055 GPC3. The figures quoted above are distances now, not distances at the time the light was emitted. For example, the cosmic microwave background radiation that we see right now was emitted at the time of photon decoupling, estimated to have occurred about 7005380000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000This radiation was emitted by matter that has, in the intervening time, mostly condensed into galaxies, and those galaxies are now calculated to be about 46 billion light-years from us. To estimate the distance to that matter at the time the light was emitted, we may first note that according to the Friedmann-Lemaitre-Robertson-Walker metric, which is used to model the expanding universe, if at the present time we receives light with a redshift of z, then the scale factor at the time the light was originally emitted is given by WMAP 9-year results combined with other measurements give the redshift of photon decoupling as Z equals 7003109164000001091.64 plus or minus 0.47, which implies that the scale factor at the time of photon decoupling would be 1092.64. So if the matter that originally emitted the oldest CMBR photons has a present distance of 46 billion light-years, then at the time of decoupling when the photons were originally emitted, the distance would have been only about 42 million light-years. Misconceptions on its size. Many secondary sources have reported a wide variety of incorrect figures for the size of the visible universe. Some of these figures are listed below, with brief descriptions of possible reasons for misconceptions about them. 13.8 billion light-years. The age of the universe is estimated to be 13.8 billion years. While it is commonly understood that nothing can accelerate to velocities equal to or greater than that of light, it is a common misconception that the radius of the observable universe must therefore amount to only 13.8 billion light-years. This reasoning would only make sense if the flat, static Minkowski space-time conception under special relativity were correct. In the real universe, space-time is curved in a way that corresponds to the expansion of space, as evidenced by Hubble's law. Distances obtained as the speed of light multiplied by a cosmological time interval have no direct physical significance. 15.8 billion light-years. This is obtained in the same way as the 13.8 billion light-year figure, but starting from an incorrect age of the universe that the popular press reported in mid-2006. For an analysis of this claim and the paper that prompted it, see the following reference at the end of this article. 27.6 billion light-years. This is a diameter obtained from the radius of 13.8 billion light-years. 78 billion light-years. In 2003, Cornish et al. Found this lower bound for the diameter of the whole universe. If we postulate that the universe is finite in size due to its having a non-trivial topology, with this lower bound based on the estimated current distance between points that we can see on opposite sides of the cosmic microwave background radiation. If the whole universe is smaller than this sphere, then light has had time to circumnavigate it since the Big Bang, producing multiple images of distant points in the CMBR, which would show up as patterns of repeating circles. Cornish et al. Looked for such an effect at scales of up to 24 gigaparsecs and failed to find it, and suggested that if they could extend their search to all possible orientations, they would then be able to exclude the possibility that we live in a universe smaller than 24 GPC in diameter. The authors also estimated that with lower noise and higher resolution CMB maps, we will be able to search for smaller circles and extend the limit to -28 GPC. This estimate of the maximum lower bound that can be established by future observations corresponds to a radius of 14 gigaparsecs, or around 46 billion light-years, about the same as the figure for the radius of the visible universe given in the opening section. A 2012 preprint by most of the same authors as the Cornish et al. Paper has extended the current lower bound to a diameter of 98.5% the diameter of the CMBR sphere, or about 26 GPC, 156 billion light-years. This figure was obtained by doubling 78 billion light-years on the assumption that it is a radius. Since 78 billion light-years is already a diameter, the doubled figure is incorrect. This figure was very widely reported. A press release from Montana State University Bozeman, where Cornish works as an astrophysicist, noted the error when discussing a story that had appeared in Discover magazine, saying, "Discover mistakenly reported that the universe was 156 billion light-years wide. thinking that 78 billion was the radius of the universe instead of its diameter, 180 billion light-years. This estimate combines the erroneous 156 billion light-year figure with evidence that the M33 galaxy is actually 15% farther away than previous estimates, and that, therefore, the Hubble constant is 15% smaller. The 180 billion figure is obtained by adding 15% to 156 billion light-years.